Hey everyone, Sam the Miracle Man here. I hope you're doing well. So let's create a miracle in your life today. Well, I saw this comment on YouTube and it got me thinking, what do they write? Depression versus anxiety. Which one will bring you further down? Yeah, so that's really depression versus anxiety. There's really no simple answer to this. So I really like to hear what you think is worse, depression or anxiety, but I'll just share my story on how I see this. Well, I know when I was depressed, I had no energy. I had all this darkness, if you will, that life wasn't worth living. Why do I keep going on? What else is going to get wrong? And I slept a lot. It was just really this darkness. I call this the dark night of the mind. It was really bad, really terrible, the depressions that I went through my late teens, early 20s. Then I was diagnosed as a bipolar. But I remember being in that such dark, dark place that I was suicidal. I actually had to be hospitalized so I didn't kill myself. Really bad situation. Now, when I think of anxiety, for me, anxiety was a lot of future guessing. What else is going to go wrong? When is my paycheck coming? I need money. And it just creates all this anxiety and tension. It's like uncertainty of the future is how I would describe anxiety. For me, it was anxiety of a perceived future, like this what if game. And I know people that go through, anxiety do commit suicide because they figured, I don't have any money. I can't provide this. I lost all this. I can't go on. I can't show my face. And they just get into those kind of stories, into the what if game. What am I going to do? There's no money. There's no this. There's no that. The mind is this future guessing. And even with depression, depression impacts people in so many different ways. Just things as anxiety does as well. So I just really want to hear what your thoughts. What is worse, depression or anxiety? To me, they're really on equal playing fields. Nothing is really worse. Only thing for me, I would say depression was worse because I nearly killed myself from depression. But I never did that on anxiety. So I'll talk about now how to get out of that, or at least how I get out of those states. So when you're depressed or anxious, it's really the mind is locked into this thought loop with these beliefs, these opinions. It's really nonsense. It's really mental junk or head trash. And I had a whole dumpster in my head of all these stories of what was going to go wrong. So the way out is actually by learning to be present. And that may seem a little odd, but when you're up in here, and your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, you're not really right here, right now. Your body is. So we have to say mind is the time traveler. The body is right here, right now. So how can I notice where the body is at? Where are your feet? What are you touching? What are you hearing? And using those clues to bring you back into this moment. And then the mind's going to pull you right back out again. And I know from this OCD, the mind's just going to pull you right back. So you just keep pulling yourself back into this moment. And that's a practice. So I just began with 5 minutes a day of just sitting there quietly. When the mind would go into the story, I'd be like, okay, where are my feet? Story, where are my feet? I would do that for 5 minutes a day. And if you can only bring yourself back once, perfect. You bring it back the 2, 3 times, it's perfect. And if 5 minutes is too long, you try a minute or two. You're simply trying to pick gaps into the thought stream. And when the mind is future guessing, you're not here right now, so you bring yourself back. So when you're walking around, it's more of a mindfulness practice. Being mindful of where the body is in relationship to your space. What are you touching? What are you feeling? Where are your feet? And doing this active mindfulness practice of keeping yourself engaged into this moment. And what happens is the more you break this nonsense and get yourself back into here, it actually creates more inner peace. The more inner peace you have, the less depression, the less anxiety, the less stress. And when you have less stress in the body, You have a healthier body, a healthier immune system. But getting there may not be so easy though. But it's a practice. I began with 5 minutes a day. Then I would say within a few weeks my mind was a lot quieter. The depression was fading away, the anxiety, the panic attacks. All that was fading away the more I practice. But it's just one step at a time. Just one step at a time of keeping yourself here. So let me know what your thoughts are on depression, anxiety, worry, stress. Which one is worse for you? And what steps can I help you with to get yourself into this moment? There's all sorts of practices that you can use to get in this moment. If you like knitting, that could be a practice. If you like watching TV, that could be a practice. I once had someone at a conference in California ask me, I like to watch football, and he has all these television activities. Well, I taught him how to watch TV mindfully. Like when he was watching football games and he was having these opinions about the game, what makes that opinion the truth? Is that player have the same opinion? And really getting them to question the thoughts up here, the opinions up here, that everything can be turned into a mindfulness practice. Are the thoughts I'm thinking true? Are the opinions, beliefs, are they true? You can use anything for a mindfulness practice. Playing video games can be used as a mindfulness practice. If you're not completely focused on the game, but you're more aware that I'm the spiritual being having this gaming experience, and noticing your fingers on the joystick and pausing and breathing once in a while and just noticing, is your heart rate going up? Are your hands sweaty? Just engaging those senses. So everything is a practice. Life is a practice. There's no user manual for life. We just have to figure it out one step at a time. And the more mindful we can be of those steps, the more inner peace we will have. And yes, some situations will be unpleasant, but the more you keep yourself more mindful, the quicker you will get through those situations. When you get into the situations you admire, those situations you stay stuck in the mud. So it's always about moving forward. Next step, and next step. All right, take good care of yourself, and I will talk to you tomorrow.